Ooh papa, ooh papa, ooh papa, ooh papa. Fat sweaty bulldog stood in the sun. Storm Village swamp man, slow motion run. Tender pole police walker, precious birthday fudge. Swamp knife, bull nail, walk it undone. Me and Harpua, we couldn't care fewer. It happens all the time. We beat Okibo. Me and Harpua, it couldn't care fewer. It happens all the time. Repeat Okibo. Hot liquor, stone jack, bitter toothless flesh, shabby pimple chin slime, evil milky rash. Me and Harpua, spastic dead-eyed hound, using dreadlock skullcap. We're coming to your town. We'll help you party down. Me and Harpua, couldn't care fewer. It happens all the time. We beat Okibo. Me and Harpua, it couldn't care fewer. It happens all the time. We beat Okibo.
It was 99 years ago today that all this took place.
Exactly 99 years ago on a Halloween a long time ago. And this whole story that I'm about to tell you took place
In a place that you all know well. It's called Gamehenge.
Glens, Wilson, keep the fresher. I lay this hate on you.
Well, the funny thing was that 100 years ago, nobody really knew what Halloween was, and everything was still hunky-dory and peace and love. So this whole story was really the beginning of the history of Halloween. And what happened was you had your Gamehenge here. If you could picture, if you will, Gamehenge is a beautiful, lush, tropical area with a forest and a mountain and a green field going off into the sky. And there's this little town that everybody lives in, right? And in this town is this old man and his dog. Now, he had lived there for many years, but as time went on, he began to be ostracized by the people of the town. And people would make fun of him. He was kind of a weird-looking guy, and people would make fun of him and point at him and say things about his dog. So as time went by, he found himself getting pushed farther and farther away from the townspeople, and he moved far up into the hills. So he's living up in the hills there, and because of the fact that the townspeople had pushed him out, he began to hate all the people in the town. And growing up in the hills, he became exactly how they saw him. So he's up in the hills and becomes kind of uglier and meaner, and he really hates all the people. And on this particular day, he's standing up there with his dog, and his dog is also becoming more and more evil. And they're walking along, and all of a sudden, on this one special day, they start to feel this strange vibration coming out of the ground. He's walking along in the woods, and he starts to feel the ground beneath his feet start to vibrate slightly. I think that we can kind of recreate that for you if you... Yeah, that's it. I think I can feel it. And what had happened was, here he was living up in the woods, and he had come across a strange, the universe was kind of in line, and he had come across what we like to call the vibration of life. 7 beats per second. He felt it underneath his feet, and he could feel it. But the strange thing was, on this particular day, being that it was the first Halloween ever, the vibration of life had something strange going on to it, and the spirit of Satan and the evil people beneath him and all the evil spirits in the world had somehow gotten in the way of the vibration of life. And suddenly he found that he was actually standing up above the vibration of death. So the vibration of death was vibrating beneath the old man's feet and the dog and everything. And he's standing there and the dog starts wandering into town. Now meanwhile, somewhere in the town, there's this young kid named Jimmy. And Jimmy is living in this suburban house. And for a while there during the day, he thought everything was great, he's feeling good. And he starts to be affected also by the vibration of death. So on this particular day, he's standing there, he's in his living room, and he decides to put on his favorite album, Barney's Greatest Hits. But the problem is that as he's turning on the album, he turns his turntable on the wrong way and he starts playing it backwards. So he's playing Barney's Greatest Hits backwards, and suddenly this strange sound comes out.
Generals gathered at their masses, just like witches at black masses. Violent lies that bring destruction, let the world death's destruction. All right now.
This was a strange sound of Jimmy. Jimmy had no idea what was coming out of his speakers. He was expecting to hear, I love you, you love me, we're a happy family. And all of a sudden, here comes this song out of. So he's standing there, and he really starts to feel the vibration of death creeping below him now at this point. Now, what he doesn't notice is that behind him, his cat, his favorite beautiful furry cat that he loves so much, his best friend in the world, was standing by the front door, and the vibration of death is going, and suddenly the front door starts to jiggle, and it starts to swing open, and innocently the cat walks out the door, doesn't know what's going on, when suddenly the earth starts to open up beneath him, and the vibration of death is just getting louder and louder now. So his cat is going out the door, and Jimmy turns and sees his cat going out the door, and he looks at him and says, come back! Don't walk out the door with the vibration of death going! Come back! Come back, my furry feline friend! Hurry! Hurry back! My friend! My special friend! My special friend! Poster Nutbag! Come back! Come back! Don't go out! And the earth starts to crack open beneath him. Poster Nutbag is sucked into the depths of hell, and he goes down. And then look, the vibration of death is gone. Jimmy?
Yes, Dad. Jimmy, I have bad news. What is it, Dad? It's about your cat, Poster. Poster Nutbag.
Your cat died! Poster is dead. Poster is dead. Poster's so dead.
How about a goldfish?
I don't wanna
Station with an ugly mutation, and it needs lubrication each day. There's a dog in the station contemplating rotation as a form of recreation and play. A dog. There's a dog in the station with a bad reputation. It's a sign of the nation's decay. But the dog in the station doesn't need a vacation as the people rush by dressed in gray. A dog.